ABC of product compliance, and the letter E, which stands today for essential ingredients. No, it stands for essential requirements. And as this is such a great day, meaning 2nd February of 2022, we have to celebrate. And I thought to bake you a cake. Not a regular cake, but a compliance cake. Well, I mean, any cake that tastes well is a compliance cake. And as such, I created a very, very brief recipe for you. You can find this after the intro, or maybe you have already read through it. And as you can see, it's very, very rudimentary, meaning there's the ingredients that are essential to making a cake. There's a very brief description on how to achieve baking a tangerine cake, but there are no details. And the same you can say for the essential requirements in the EU regulations, such as the Low Voltage Directive or the Radio Equipment Directive. They state certain essential requirements, meaning they say how certain goals should be perceived. So if we're speaking about the Voltage Directive, no person or no animal should be harmed, and that you as a manufacturer of a product have to achieve this goal. It doesn't state how this is done by you. There is no technology mentioned, but it simply says you have to achieve it. And that essentially applies to all essential requirements set out in the EU regulations concerning product compliance. So there are different goals. These could be safety goals to reduce any kind of hazard. These could be environmental goals, reducing unnecessary waste. But basically, how do you know if you have to fulfill or if you are coming into contact with any of these essential requirements? Well, basically you can do this by doing a risk analysis of your product. So at a certain point of your product development, you might do a risk analysis and see what hazards can occur when thinking about the foreseeable use of your products. So you might ask how to prove if you have fulfilled the essential requirements. Well, you can do that by using standards. These could be harmonized standards, these could be European standards, national standards, or maybe even company standards. The best way to do that is using harmonized standards, because these have been reviewed by the EU Commission, or now a consultancy, and where it has been evaluated if certain parts of the standards fit, proving that by successfully testing the products against the standard, you can show that the essential requirements of the EU regulation are met. Because of that, harmonized standards are always referenced to a certain regulation, and if you're looking into the standards, they show for which essential requirements you can use the standards to show compliance with the essential requirements. But in the majority of times, you will have to use multiple standards to fulfill all essential requirements of the different regulations that your product is in scope of. So that's basically essential requirements. There's a goal targeted by EU regulation. The EU regulation says what you have to do, but it does not specifically says how you do it, and there's a possibility to prove that you have fulfilled the requirements of the regulation. And once that is done, and you have drawn up your technical documentation, you can finally put the CE marking on your product, and you can start selling it to entities in the EU market. So that's it for today. Next week we will continue with the letter F for foreseeable use, which I already mentioned today. And until then, I wish you a pleasant week. Bye.